Hello everybody, welcome back. In the last chapter I left you with a question. What's the difference between he's going to paint this picture and he's going to paint over this picture? Okay, you've had time to think about it, so I'm going to tell you the answer. He's going to paint this picture. Okay, so here I have the girl with the pearl earring, and I like this painting very much, and so I decide to paint this picture. Okay, and here we go. I paint this picture. Very easy. Good. As you can see, my skill as an artist. And we have the pearl earring. This is the first option. The second option, he's going to paint over this picture. Okay, over, as we know, is here. Paint over this picture. Good. So basically, this is when I don't like this picture and I decide to put my own picture on top. So I paint over the picture with my own diagram. So again, I think you can see the logic. There is logic in phrasal verbs, although sometimes you have to think about it. But the more you look into it, instead of memorizing each phrasal verb individually, the more you see, the more you begin to develop an instinct. Let's carry on. For number 6. Okay, I always like to copy things down. This difference is more subtle. Okay, as always, stop the video, think about it, and I'm going to tell you the answer now. I always like to copy things. I look on social media and I see decoration that I like. I see the way people dress, the clothes that they wear, and I say, oh, this is a good idea. I'm going to copy this. But copy down is specifically to write something onto paper. The teacher is on the board and he writes the questions on the board. And you, as a student, write these questions down onto paper. Again, this is not a very important difference, but again it gives you the idea of what the preposition wants to say and how you can understand phrasal verbs in this way. Good. Let's go to number 7. I'd like you to clean the graffiti off. This is very different. Very, very different. Let's have a look. So, off. We need to remind ourselves what off means. Off. I'd like to clean the graffiti off. This means what you would think it means. There is graffiti on this wall. I don't like it. I don't want to clean the graffiti. I want to clean it off. I want to get rid of it. I want to remove the graffiti. But sometimes, if you have a very good graffiti, for example, Banksy, to give an example, you don't want to remove the graffiti. You want to keep it there. And not only keep it, you want to conserve this graffiti. And so, very carefully, you clean the graffiti to remove the pollution, to remove the dirt that accumulates. So the difference is very pronounced in this case. I'd like to clean the graffiti to make sure that the people can see the graffiti properly, and I'd like to clean the graffiti off is to get rid of the graffiti, to remove it completely. Good. Okay. The teacher kicked the student out. Do you understand? Now, neither of these situations is very good, okay? But one is completely unacceptable and the other is metaphorical. Okay? So, the teacher kicked the student out is metaphorical. We are not talking about any physical aggression in this case. It means that The teacher is fed up. He is very annoyed because there is a student who does not stop talking. And finally, he says, please get out of the class. Leave the class and don't come back. Kicked the student out, and as the same way also you could say, for example, threw the student out is simply a metaphor. But if you say the teacher kicked the student, this is not a metaphor. This is a physical aggression that teachers should never do. So there is a big difference. The teacher kicked the student, the teacher kicked the student out. Very big difference. Good. Okay, we have two more. Sarah and John ran together. Sarah and John ran away together. Let's have a look. Have you got any idea? Sarah and John ran together. Sarah and John like running. They are brother and sister. And in the evenings after work, they put on their sports clothes and they run together. And so yesterday, they ran together, as they always do. Sarah and John ran away together is completely different. I understand that they have some relationship, some romantic relationship that maybe their parents do not agree with. So they decide, like Romeo and Juliet, to run away together. They run away. Again, the preposition away gives you this clue. Let's go back. Good. Number 10, the last one. Let's see if we can do this. Can you show me? Can you show me around? What's the difference? Okay, good. You have painted a picture. This picture, for example. Can you show me? Okay. Maybe you have redecorated your living room. Can you show me? Good. But show me around is the neighborhood. You have moved house. You now live in another town. This town is very historical and it is very beautiful. Can you show me around? Can you show me around? When people say around, often in English, they mean in this area. Are there any shoe shops around? In this area. In this area. Good. Good, 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 good. Are we understanding? Can we understand the concept? Instead of the individual phrasal verbs, we are beginning to understand the concept. This is the last chapter and the last activity in our first unit, which is the phrasal verbs of movement, when the prepositions represent movement. So this is the last chapter. Then we will move on to another unit where the prepositions represent something other than movement. But this is our final exam. We will see each other in the next chapter.